Hey kids and queers. So if you've seen my Family Fall book tag, you'd know that I filmed this book tag right after. So we're just gonna hop into these questions. I just was still feeling these earrings and I wanted to film another video with these on. So we're gonna be doing the fall time, cozy time book tag. So the first prompt for this tag is crunching leaves. The world is full of color. Choose a book that has reds, yellows, and oranges on it. And for this, red, yellow, and orange. For this one, I'm going to choose red, yellow, and orange. Red, yellow, and red, yellow, and orange. I am going to choose The Catcher in the Rye. I haven't read this yet, but when I was doing an internship at the wildlife clinic here, I met this veterinary student, and she actually gifted me this copy because she knew how much I loved reading, and I was looking for a copy of this book at that time. And so even though I haven't read it, this book means a lot to me because she gave it to me. The second prompt is cozy sweater. It's finally cold enough to wear warm, cozy clothing. What book gives you the warm fuzzies? For this question, I'm gonna choose a book that I don't have on me. I listened to the audiobook, and that is You Should See Me in a Crown. I love that book. It made me feel so seen. The main character was this queer nerd, this queer black nerd, and I don't know if you can tell from this video, but that's very much what I am. And she ends up in this relationship with this very bubbly, seemingly cool girl, and that's basically my girlfriend. And so the book makes me feel very happy. It's kind of a representation for my relationship and my life, and yeah, it gives me very warm, fuzzy feelings. The plot is actually about this girl who really wants to be a doctor, and she doesn't get the scholarship that she's been working on getting her whole life, and so she has to join the prom competition. I'm not sure how that works, prom competition. I'm not from America, but she's running for prom queen, because if she wins prom queen, then she can get a scholarship to go to this prestigious school that she wants to go to be a doctor. You should read it. It's a really good time, and I love that book. I should be putting the cover somewhere here because, like I said, I read it on audiobook, and I actually highly recommend audiobook. The audiobook was very well narrated, very well paced, and just beautifully done. The other prompt is fall storm. The wind is howling and the rain is pounding. Choose your favorite book or genre to read on a stormy day. My favorite genre to read on a stormy day is probably just my favorite genre in general, and that is literary fiction. And favorite book to read on a stormy day. My favorite book to reread is probably My favorite book to read on a stormy day is different than my favorite genre, so I'm going to say again, my favorite genre is literary fiction and fantasy. My favorite book to read on a stormy day would maybe be The Night Circus, which is fantasy. Maybe I should show The Night Circus. This is The Night Circus. I hate this copy that I have. I'm hoping to sell it or trade it so that I can get that beautiful white copy that you see other booktubers have. Such a beautiful, beautiful copy. But for now, this is what I have. I got this at a used bookstore. It's one of my favorite books. It's such a beautifully written, whimsical, lyrical book, and it follows these two magicians who are in a competition that they've kind of been training for their entire life, but they didn't know that they were training for it their entire lives. And it ends in this great, big final duel, and it also has so many other themes and so many other wonderful characters, and it takes place in so many beautiful places, especially the circus that the competition is basically based in. And it's just a great read. It's a great reread also. It really stands the test of time, this book. It's one of my only favorite books that I've read time and time again, and it always gets 5 stars out of me. Just keep in mind that it's extremely slow paced, and I know a lot of people don't like that, but I really love that because I really am just down for the writing a lot of the time. But yeah, the next circus. The next prompt is cool, crisp air. What cool character would you want to trade places with? Cool character that I would want to trade places with? Ooh, I may get a lot of negative feedback on this answer, but I would love to be Camila. Is it Camila? I believe her name is Camila, the only female character in the group from The Secret History. But I would like to add a little side note. I'd love to be Camila, but me. I'd love to be me, black, curly hair, queer, but in the setting of The Secret History, where Camila is, and I want to have my own personality traits and everything, but just be in Camila's place, just because of the atmosphere and how pretentious the book is, and it is my ideal story that I'd love to star in. I mean, if someone can write a dark academia book that takes place in the same setting or a similar setting to The Secret History, but have it star a big-haired black queer girl, I would eat that up. I'd love it. I'd throw The Secret History away and just replace it in my heart with that book that you write someday. Yeah, so Camila from The Secret History is the person I'd love to trade places with. Next prompt. Hot apple cider. What is an underhyped book that you want to see be the next hottest, biggest thing in the world? That's a hard one because I don't think I've been reading very underhyped books lately. But I think maybe I'm just gonna choose White Oleander. I don't hear many people in the book community talking about it, but it was on Oprah's book club and it was made into a movie back in the day, so I think it is already a big thing in the world, just not in the book community. But I'd love it if more book bloggers, booktubers, bookstagrammers would read the book, The White Oleander. I know maybe a lot of people might not like it, but I would really hope that it would be a big thing in the book community before I have people talk about it. So not the best answer, but I had to give an answer, so. Next prompt. Coats, scarves, mittens. The weather has turned cold and it's time to cover up. What's the most amazing book cover that you own that you would want to keep hidden from the public? I think that the most beautiful book cover that I own is probably my Frida Kahlo book that's always in the background for my YouTube videos, and I wish I could keep it hidden from the public, but it's so beautiful I don't want to hide it from the public. That's why it's usually on display on my bookshelf. It is so beautiful. I think that this series, I can't pronounce that, the Passion series, I think this entire series is just so beautiful, and let me show you the inside of this. It has so many of her paintings and descriptions and some of her sketches. I actually got this book at the I got it at a museum, the Getty Museum, I believe, in LA. My uncle took me there last summer when I was on vacation, and he told me I could pick out anything from the museum gift shop. And of course I got a book because I love books, and I also love art, which is something that I don't think I speak about often. I love art, I love museums, and I love biographies of artists. And I think artists are some of the greatest people, some of the most, well, obviously they're some of the most creative people, but I also think that they have so much knowledge that they can share that's not just about art, but that's also just about life. And I love reading about artists and their lives and their processes and just seeing their work. And my girlfriend is actually an artist, and so I think that's so cool. I wish I could paint or draw, but those aren't skills that I've really honed yet. I'm hoping that I can learn to draw or paint and just express myself in those, using those mediums. But yeah, this is, moving back to the question, this is the most beautiful book cover that I have. I'll just put it back on display. Yeah. The next prompt is pumpkin spice. What is your favorite food in the fall time? My favorite food in the fall time is, I don't know what fall foods usually are, but I'm gonna say Thanksgiving dinner. We don't have Thanksgiving here, so we just call it turkey dinner, and that's my favorite food in the fall time. The green beans and the turkey and the potato side, whatever the potato side is, and the stuffing and the cranberry. It is my favorite food of all time, not just in the fall time. But now I gotta take this picture for my thumbnail. So thank you for watching my video. I've done 2 fall tags today. I've got my lamp, my candle, my hand, my other candle with that's in a wine bottle because pretentious Tumblr told me to do that, so I had to obey. So thank you for joining me on this book tag